Hiya, Cosmic Cat here, meow. Okay, you guys, it is January 1, 2025. We have reached the Chinese zodiac year of the snake, the serpent. Okay, the shedding of the skin, transformation, wisdom. The snake has a lot to offer us. And this deck that we're going to use right now is Serpent Wisdom Oracle, in case you're interested in wanting to get that for your own. There's not many cards, I think maybe 15 in the stack. But we're going to do this fun little exercise where we just have a blank mind. Just empty our mind, our thoughts. And we're going to pull 2 cards. Okay? And the message on the left that we receive is going to be our emotional message. And the message on the right is going to be our action message. This is something neat that came with the deck, so I just wanted to experiment with it and see if you guys would like to do this too. So here we go. And we have our left card there. Now, what does the universe have for us for our right card today? You feel like you're the one. Okay. All right. So let's just see what we have here. On our left, on the emotional side of what we have going on in our lives is energy. Energy. Tap into your inner energy and vitality. Harness this powerful force within you to achieve your goals and overcome obstacles. Your energy is a source of strength and motivation, driving you forward on your path. This is a wonderful card to get at the beginning of a year, a fresh new start. Not sure about you guys, but my energy has kind of been like a roller coaster. I'll have a few days of where I'm just amped up, ready to go. I can do anything, accomplish a gazillion tasks that have been on the back burner because I have so many other days where I'm just ascending and unable to even function or think or focus. And so lethargic, just very difficult to move at times. It's been kind of debilitating a little bit. And let me know if you've had this experience as well in the comments. I'd love to engage with you about it and have a connection with like minds here in this safe space. So energy is what is being called here. Spirit wants you to tap into your inner energy and vitality. That is the emotional message we have for today. And for our action message is duality. Oh, duality. Duality. Harmonize the conflicting aspects of your life. Embrace both light and dark, joy and sorrow, strength and vulnerability. Finding balance in duality brings a deeper understanding of yourself and your journey. Finding balance with the light and the dark. Man, this was totally 2024's message. Very, very often, frequently. It wouldn't matter what reading I was doing, what day it was, balance of light and dark came up so much in all the readings and I see that it's going to continue. Doesn't surprise me. It's already said it's going to continue. Oh, there's my little grandkitty. Don't mind her, little Delia. She loves the tarot cards and she loves Oracle. If you have a kitty, let me know below because this is Cosmic Cat Meow. We love cats here. So duality. I want to hold these cards up for you so that you can take a look at them and allow yourself to feel. Okay, come on, scoot over, Delia. Allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you feel when you're looking at them. Here is, let's do this one first. Trying to make sure I get it in the view there. Energy. Like, see how there's 2 half moons? We've got the waxing and the waning, and then the full moon in the middle. So maybe this means also emotionally, it's time for you to recognize what perhaps you may have hidden all along, which is the fact that your energy is affected by the moon cycle, whether it's last quarter, first quarter, new moon, full moon, all of humanity, human bodies are affected by the energy of the frequency of the moon. The moon controls the waves and the frequency of the ocean. Mother Moon controls many aspects in our lives. And when you discover or try to figure this out, more out about it, and allow and surrender your feelings, surrender yourself to feel these feelings, to have the feelings, to know that they exist, it's really eye-opening and makes a difference in your everyday life. So this is the emotional message: to focus in your energy, to tap into your inner energy and vitality. Harness the powerful force within you to achieve your goals and overcome obstacles. Your energy is a source of strength and motivation, driving you forward on your path. Yes, this is going to help you. Once you open up, you're going to free up a lot of blockages or things in the way, denser energies. It's just going to send you on a path, your own path, to figure out and discover what's ahead. It's very exciting. Really excited about this card. And I'm happy that it came up too. And I love the flowers. Very, 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 very much in tune with Mother Earth there. Okay, so duality. Duality, this is an action card. This is about, perhaps your energy, the emotions are draining you from accepting duality. That could be the case. Maybe you have a situation in your life or a person in your life that has a lot of heavy energy, or isn't always optimistic, which ideally none of us really are. Life isn't always cupcakes and rainbows. We know this. So it's just knowing and learning how to accept it and flow with it. So we'll hold this card up for you so that you can look at this card, allow yourself to feel anything that you may feel with this card. Feel your feelings, allow them. Deep breathing as you see this woman here has her hands in the Gasho prayer. She's having a meditation. She's meditating. She's praying. And this is like her praying with her own relationship connected to Source. This isn't implying anything, any religion at all. This just has to do with Source, spirit guides, and this woman on the card here. It's interesting how she kind of looks to be of Indian descent, yet also I feel this tribal Native American shamanic feel from this card. And Little Shop of Horrors just came to mind with this big plant here. Yeah, it's like, oh, you have all these beautiful flowers around you, and at the same time you have this darkness just hovering over. I mean, the darkness will be there. This is important and key for us. I feel like 2025 is the opportunity for us to continue on what we started in 2024 with the shedding of the skin, the shedding of old ways. That's completely what a serpent means. It's transformation. It's letting go of the old skin, the ways that you were, that you've sat and finally assessed and realized, these ways really aren't working for me. You've asked the particular questions that you needed in order to find out where you really want to go or be, or how you really want to interact with the human race. So this is a card about balancing not just your light and dark, and joy and sorrow and strength and vulnerability, but others around you. Others around you too. When something goes awry or doesn't feel right, or you get your feelings hurt, or you hurt someone else's feelings, it's important to know that it is a human error. It is a human mistake. It is human to do these things. It's not that we want to do them per se. I mean, there are some people, I guess, that intentionally hurt other people. But ideally, I'd like to believe that the human race may get caught up in emotions, in emotions sometimes, but at the same time, they know how to reel it back in to realize, okay, they're human, I'm human, we're one, we're all created from source. If you believe we're all created from source, one source, then you will know and you will believe in the spirit, the cosmic egg, the womb, the mother of all, and believe and know that, like, okay, what I'm seeing in them or what they're doing to me, have I ever done this to them or to anyone else around me? Perhaps it wasn't them. Also, a lot of times people say and do things that actually most everyone, whatever your environment was that you grew up in and were taught things before you were able to think for yourself or do things for yourself, are often the ways that you carry with you as habits. So that's why it's also a wonderful year for this transformation to begin, to start to not just question yourself, but raise awareness to things you do daily, things you say, having mindfulness of ones you interact with, not just your friends, those close to you, your family members, but also day-to-day people. There isn't anyone that comes across your path that you're not meant to actually meet. So anyone that you've ever met in your life has been there for a reason. Whether that reason is good or bad isn't relative. That doesn't that part it, good or bad or judgment isn't something that you want to carry or hold with you, especially on a spiritual journey. Many of you already know this, but for those just starting out, this is kind of what the duality is all about. Energy and duality, both. We all have this. We all have this. And it's interesting because one thing, on one hand, um, we visual some of us visualize a utopia world, a world where there's everyone works together. There's never any issues. The world is full of cupcakes and rainbows and unicorns and beautiful life, and there's not ever any issues. It's a perfect world. If you think of a perfect world, really sit back and think about that. Think about a perfect world. No problems. No problems at all. No challenges, no mistakes, no errors. Everything is just perfect every day. If everything is perfect in the way that it is, it doesn't really leave room for growth. Because if you're already perfect and you already do know everything or have learned everything, and you know just as much as the next person, because when it's perfect, everyone's perfect. Everyone has the same, looks the same, drives the same vehicle. And even if they don't drive the same or look the same, it's the fact that, like, if it's perfect, it doesn't leave room for growth, because we always learn and grow through our mistakes. That's where the true growth happens. It's through the darkness. It's through the dark times. It's like a storm before the rainbow. That's exactly how a lot of times the challenges that come to us in our life, that is what they are. They are challenges there. And we may feel like it is the end of the world, but in reality, it's just the beginning of a new world. It's a death and a rebirth. It's a transformation. It's learning about not just our own internal energy, but how our energy affects others, how we interact with others in our energy on a day-to-day basis, what other energies we're picking up, and what energy is it that we really want to carry and hold? Do we have any energy? Like I was stating before, I'm not sure again if any of you are feeling, I've had the ascension symptoms of where you're just like, oh wow. You have the thought, the idea, you're ready to go, you get up, you have your goals set, you're going to get on this, you're going to do this, and then like a ton of bricks, your spirit's like, nope, you're not right now. Um, yeah. So, um, that's something to do about energy, but duality, it's like allowing you to be you and still loving you all the way through. And once you complete and have mastered the skill of doing this internally, that is when externally it is going to naturally flow. Because anytime you're looking at someone and upset at them or hurt by them of something they said and did, yes, it's important for them to take responsibility of their actions and their words, because that is owning their words and their actions. There is a, a phrase that I used to say very often, and it was own your um, poop, basically, but you get the gist of it. Yeah, so, I mean, owning your words, the things you say, the things you do, not giving blanket sorries to people, but, really standing up for what you said and did, and then not having guilt and shame about it. This is constant. This is something that's going to be continuously working through 2025, as a serpent is feminine energy, and feminine energy has been suppressed for centuries, since the beginning of time. So it is a time where a lot of the female wounds that we carry in our bodies from shame and guilt of even just being a woman, but men also carry a womb, that doesn't have a gender. And also men have been women before. That we are all reincarnated, so we have all been men, we've all been women before in past lives. So that part is pretty irrelevant as far as gender goes, because this pertains to everyone. um However, feminine energy with having a cycle, there has definitely been a lot of, I mean, the female body can carry another body in theirs, inside of them. And so, with that being said, it's been said so many times over the years it was a punishment, or it was shameful, or it was bad. But then on the other hand, it's also looked at as a miracle. So it's very contradictory, a lot of things that have been taught to us at a very young age. But also the shame and the guilt. And then there's also the guilt and the shame that men have of wanting to, be more feminine, as if it's not okay for them to be more feminine. And that is also something else that's going to be changing throughout this year. It's going to be more accepted, and more men will be standing beside the women, beside females, as opposed to in front of, or degrading them, or looking as if they are less than. There are so many things just in the States here that have women as a second class or lower class of men. And it's taken quite a long time for women to make progress toward becoming more equal. And that is happening more and more now. in this day and age. And that is going to continue. Feminine energy is going to gain the respect and honor that the feminine energy truly deserves. The time will come, and it may not be this year, it may be next year, it may be another 5 years, but it's getting closer and closer each year. I can feel that. I definitely feel that it is. We are working toward accepting and figuring out things on our own, as opposed to just believing what we were told. Well, that's just because that's the way it is, and you don't ask questions. So more and more the challenges are coming up, and just people just in general are just like, I just don't want to. I don't know that I believe this anymore. Or, I think it's time for me to question, even though you're telling me, instilling fear in me, even though you're trying to instill fear, it's not going to, it clearly shows anytime someone tries to instill fear into you or tries to make themselves out to be the only way that you will survive or make it or make a difference in your life. Those are the people that you really want to steer clear of, and know that they actually have an agenda, and you're a piece of their puzzle. Because true leaders and true prophets, or true speakers that are passionate about what they believe in and about helping humanity, are going to show you the way. They're not going to tell you, you have to do this, and you can only get this from me, and also you cannot ask me questions. That's just insane. Telling someone that you can't ask them questions is an immediate block on growth. There's not going to be any learning there. And if you continue to learn with a teacher that is saying, you can't ask me any questions, you just have to listen, then it's not, then you're actually you're just giving all of your energy to this one person and what they're saying, and you're not receiving, you're not really receiving anything back in return. Or you're receiving the information, but you're not able to give back. And the world turns like a constant recycling symbol there. Constant recycle. You give and take. It's a constant give and take. It's not, I am your ruler, I am your dictator, I control you. It's, hey, let's do this. I mean, I understand we have bosses, we have managers. At the same time, in that leadership, a genuine, true, authentic leader is going to, there's going to be rules, there's going to be regulations that you must follow within their certain workplace guidelines. At the same time, if that business wants to grow, that business is going to have comment boxes, or they're going to allow questions at a seminar. They're going to want their employees to feel taken care of, to be taken care of, and appreciated. And we've all had positions where none of this happened. So, I mean, there's been times where all of us have been in work environments completely opposite of this. So I know you know what I'm talking about here. But it's time for us as individuals to reflect, to go inward like the hermit, and check our emotional energy and tap into it. Feel our inner energy, the inner guidance we have, our inner compasses. We all have chakras in our bodies. And then also releasing the guilt and shame that has been put on all of us, men and women, gender, any human being on this planet has all been went through guilt and shame, possibly abandonment. I mean, there's been a lot that humans do go through on this planet. However, the sooner that we can all individually work on ourselves and learn and grow within ourselves, it's going to actually just naturally externally flow like a river into the world for others to see, and that's going to encourage more unity, more growth, more togetherness, because we've been able to be aware of our energy and what we have within us that's energy. I mean, if you get upset, acknowledge you're upset. Allow the feeling of the pain, the anger, the hurt feelings, any emotion that you have that typically is shamed on. Allow that feeling to flow through your body and feel it. Honor the feeling. Say, I feel you, anger. I know you're upset. I feel you. I allow you to flow through my body, and allow that feeling to be there. Allow it to be. Hold space for it. It is a feeling, and is something that you will have throughout your life. It's not something that you're ever going to really be able to get rid of. Maybe you can. That's I feel like that's when you reach a Buddhist state, a Buddhist state of having that, having able to have the capacity to love others with detachment without being attached. um but that's another story for another time. We'll stick with the fact that the energy, giving your energy to yourself, balancing your energy within your internal body, and then accepting the duality that not just you carry inside yourself, but also what others have outside themselves. And I do want to say one final word on this is it's extremely important for you to stand in your truth, speak your truth in a way that shows compassion from your heart, but also like a courageous lion. Because it is important for us. Many empaths have a difficult time speaking up for themselves, saying what really needs to be said in difficult times or tough conversations. And if you're one of those people, I'd just like to encourage you to do some exercises on standing up for yourself and speaking your truth in a compassionate manner to others. You can also call upon archangels for some guidance. Setting an intention every day is also very wonderful. You can set an intention to an intention any day. I set an intention for clear communication. I set an intention to have discernment. I set an intention for wisdom. Like, there's so many different intentions that we can set throughout the day. And setting an intention for your day, and if you're struggling with healthy boundaries, which I also consider rules of engagement, because it doesn't mean that you're simply cutting people out of your life. Yes, there's times when we do need to cut people out of our lives. Yes, that is true. However, there are times when you need to cut cords with people permanently. However, there's also times when you just need to cut the cords that are toxic with friends, family members, whoever it is that is close to you, in relationships, coworkers, it's just people around you, neighbors, just anyone that is around you, and you're feeling you feel heavy with them around, or if they act a certain way that's disrespectful to you or leaves you tense or anxious. it's important to, yes, cut cords. It's also important and respectful to you to actually tell this person, as difficult as it may be, and even if you feel that it isn't going to go anywhere because you've seen the people around, and you feel like it's a waste of breath. You really don't know that. You really don't know that. So I do encourage you to, at least by respecting them and communicating to them whatever they said or did, and how it hurt you, it's also going to respect you, and you're going to be respecting yourself, and you're going to feel good about yourself because you stood up for yourself. You got it off your chest. You didn't carry it around or hold a grudge. You didn't say a bunch of mean, disheartening comments or things to them out of anger. You just spoke your truth. Spirit and archangels can definitely help you with this if this is something you're struggling with. You can watch some videos, maybe go to the library and get a book on it, on communication and how to have tough conversations. There's plenty of resources out there for one to get. But it's very important for us to begin to do this so that we are clearly communicating when um, when tough conversations need to be had, but that we're also setting ourselves free and not adding any guilt or shame to that person or to ourselves. Because typically, if guilt, shame, blame, those things just don't work. They just don't work. And if you sit back and think about it, how many times they've ever helped you in your life, you're gonna get zero. If you really get to the deep, deep root of things, yeah, be the tree and get to the root of the tree and figure it out. I think that is really wonderful. Energy and duality. These are wonderful. They're wonderful aspects. I love these cards to combine, to work on separately or together. Whatever you feel is going to work for you. I absolutely love doing this reading today. Please let me know in the comments below if you did too. Have a cosmic night, meow.